This is Mr. Long with some more teacher tips, and this is part 2 of some Google tricks. Part 1, we covered a few tricks like the calculator, converters, and finding out the world time. We're going to learn a couple more tricks today that you have in Google that you might not be aware that are there. So let's have a look. So the first trick we're going to learn today is the dictionary one. So how we can find what the meaning of a word is or the etymology of the word is. So if you just type in the word define and the word, it will give you what that definition is and the other possible definitions for it. So let's go try it. And so we can say define, and let's try to find what the word oxter is. Do you know there's a word called oxter? Define oxter, and it tells us that oxter, Scottish northern region, it's a person's armpit. So the next time you want to use the word person's armpit, you can use the word oxter. And there are lots of other options here where you can click on the translation, how it's been used over time. So there are lots of nice little features. You can also type in etymology. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Etymology, and then of the word. So let's find Mr. Long's surname. So Long. Where does the word come from? And you can see it's origins, Germanic. See there how it's been developed over time and so on. So you can see all the details about the word if you want to find out the etymology of a particular word. The next trick we're going to learn is how to translate something from one language to another. You can just type in the sentence and then end with the language that you want to convert it to. It'll try to pick up what the original sentence is. So we can say, I want to say, I love you in French. And then it will bring out the translator. It tries to detect what the initial language is. If it's not correct, you can always go change it if you want, and stuff like that. And then it tells that's how you pronounce it. I'm not going to even try to pronounce it, but I don't need to because I can just click on this to listen to it. Okay, so there we go. We can hear how it sounds. So there we go. So you can do those type of things. Like we can type in, and it picks up all types of languages. So we can say, do your homework in Afrikaans, which is South African language. There we go. Do your homework, doen your huiswerk. Okay, so there we go. So that's how you can do your translations. Now the next trick is particularly useful if you're doing a little group work or you're doing activities where you need to set like a time limit or something like that. Maybe you want classes to discuss a particular topic. So you have two options. You've got the timer and you've got the stopwatch. Now for the stopwatch, you just have to type in stopwatch and it'll take you to this, where you can start it and you can obviously stop and carry on going and you can reset it. So you've got that, okay? You can actually make it a little bit bigger on your screen if you want to make it visible for your entire class, or maybe you've got this on the projector. So that's also a nice little option. The other option is that you can set timer for an amount of time. So maybe you want the kids to discuss something in 5 minutes. So we can say set timer to 5 minutes. And then it will actually start the timer straight away. So there we go. You can actually stop and go, no, just reset it, please. And now start. So there we go. And so you got a nice little timer. There's actually a little sound there. I think it'll make a noise once it reaches the end. That's why that you can mute it in that. I think that's why you've got that little sound option over there. So that's a nice little feature for your little group work activities. And the last little trick we can learn is the one I use most often is probably to find the weather or what I'm going to wear to school. So we can find the weather and you just type in the words, the city that you want to find the weather for. And so let's go try it. So let's say we want to type in weather and Cape Town. And it will tell me what the weather is. So you got this option. It tells me what the upcoming weather for the week is. And you can actually just, if you click on a day, you can actually, if I click on the day, you can actually see how it's going to progress throughout that day. You can see the potential rainfall. You can check how the wind's going to be. So it's a nice little summary feature there for the weather. Now these little tricks are very difficult to remember if you're not using them regularly. So my suggestion is to use them regularly. If you don't, then another option is to have a little poster up that you can use or reference whenever you need to use one of the tricks. So what I've done is I've created this little document. It's 2 pages. The second page covers all the tricks we've learned in this video. The first page covers the tricks we learned in the first video. So you can have all of them, or you can just have one page if you want. And so you can print this out or you can give this to people. Maybe you want to laminate it for your classroom. So there we go. So all the little tricks and tips are available over here. I will put a link to where you can download this in the comments or the description section, and then you can download it from there. And there we go. So hopefully you've learned some new tricks in Google. For part 1 of the Google tricks, as well as other videos that can help you in the classroom, go to our YouTube channel, click on that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. And remember, don't do it the long way, do it the Mr. Long way.